Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuronmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Nitinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So many wonderful pastimes Lord did right from the time he appeared in Mahāvan. And the famous pastime, Damodar Leela, where Lord was bound by Mother Yashoda. And that is the epitome of the example that how Lord is ready to surrender onto his devotees. Which devotees? The devotees who surrender onto Krishna. Therefore, I always say this. Krishna says, Sarva Dharman Parityajya. Mamekam Sharanam Vraja. You surrender onto me. But there are hidden lines after that which we see in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. The hidden lines is, you surrender unto me, I will also surrender unto you. So beautiful, so wonderful our Lord is. Anyone who hears Krishna Katha properly can do only one thing, surrender unto him. That's it. Make him the life and soul of his life. So this Damodar Leela is very special, where Mother Yashoda binds Krishna. And who untied Krishna? Nanda Maharaj untied Krishna. Yes. Balram came, he tried untying, but then he was fearful. Our acharyas say that Sakhyaras, Balram is in Sakhyaras. But the tie that was there, the knot that was tied was in Vatsalyaras, so it was higher. So he cannot untie. A little scared. Friends were scared. They're all around. Krishna is crying and then all around they are trying to pacify him. Kuch nahi theek ho jayega, maa chhod degi thode time mein, etc., etc. But then finally when Nanda Maharaj came, then Nanda Maharaj was that personality. He asked, who had tied? And someone said, Yashoda Mai. Okay, theek. Untie. And then he untied. Now before untying Krishna from the wooden grinding mortar, what took place was a great havoc in Vṛndāvan. The huge trees, which were standing there from long time, suddenly fell. And it was a huge chaos. And all the Vrajvasis, when they heard that chaotic sound, that huge sound, they came to that place and they saw the two trees, they've fallen. And after this, they thought we should have a serious meeting now. They should have a serious meeting. And that is what is the discussion that we're beginning now. We begin with Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto, 11th chapter, shloka number 21. So we'll start with Mahāvan and go to Vrindavan. So that's the discussion for today. Shri Shuka Vacha Gopa Vṛddha Mahotpatan Anubhuya Brihadvane Nandadaya Samagamya Vrajakaryam Amantrayan. So Shukadeva Goswami is describing what happened after that pastime where two trees fell. After the two trees fell, seeing that great disturbance in Brihadvan. Brihadvan is another name for Mahāvan. Brihad means Mahāvan. So after that, what happened? Gopa Vṛddha, all the elderly Gopas there, they all have experienced Anubhoya. What they have experienced? The great disturbance, Mahotpata. Therefore, all of them, they came together for a discussion. Who all were there? Nanda and others. So the entire group was headed by Nanda Maharaj. And all of them, they came with an agenda. Whenever there's a meeting, there's agenda. And what was the agenda? Agenda was, what is a solution for all these great disturbances taking place? How can we sort out this problem? That was the discussion. And in that, there was one great personality His name was Upananda. And his qualities are described now. Tatropananda namaha Goponyana vayodhikaha Deshakalarth tatvagya Priyakridrama Krishnayoho. In the meeting of all those elders sitting, there was this personality whose name was Upananda. Nanda we know everyone, right? Nanda Maharaj, Krishna's father. But this was a different personality, Upananda. And here specifically it is said, he was very mature. Jnana Vayaha Adhika. Firstly, he was greater when it comes to knowledge. Greater when it comes to age also. So he was elder to Nanda Maharaj. And he, looking at the entire situation, especially out of love for Rama Krishna. Rama, who is Rama? Balram and Krishna. For the benefit of Rama Krishna, he proposed something. Now, here is a nice thing to note. You know who is Upananda? Upananda is elder brother of Nanda. I always had this question. Upa means lower. I was thinking, ऐसे कैसे नाम रख दिए? So ideally, Nanda Maharaj should have been Upananda and Upananda should have been Nanda. So Nanda Upananda. But ये उल्टा हो गया. So Upananda is elder and Nanda is younger. So I always had this doubt. When we refer to the commentaries of our Acharyas, Jiva Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur and Prabhupada, they give a clarity on this. So what happened is when the first child was born, the father named him as Upananda. Today is Ekadashi and we are doing Upavas. Yes. Upa means near. Vas means to stay. So to stay near the kitchen is called as stay near the Lord is called as Upavas. Yes. So similarly, Upananda means anyone who comes near this boy, that person will become happy. Therefore, he was named as Upananda. So this was the meaning that was taken. But then when the second child was born, then he was named as Nanda. In line with Upananda, Nanda. Yes. And actually, coincidentally, what happened is, Nanda Maharaj naturally had wonderful qualities of leadership. Therefore, Upananda, he took a subordinate position telling, you become the leader, I will assist you. So coincidentally, according to activities, the names match now. Nanda and Upananda. Therefore, in this way, we see Upananda is elder, but still, he allowed or he gave Nanda Maharaj the position to lead and the entire cowherd community. And he became Maharaj's assistant. And he was giving various suggestions and advices whenever needed. And here was one such situation where it was needed. So Upananda Maharaj, he said something very important. What was the proposal? Utthatvayam itosmabhir Gokulasya hitaishibhi Ayantyatra mahotpata Balanam nashahetavaha. So he started saying, oh my dear friends, I have a very important thing to say. What is that? If you really want to do good to this place, hitaishibihi, Gokulasya hitaishibihi, what we should do? Leave this place. If someone says, why we should leave this place? Oh, there is so much of Mahautpata. There's so much of Mahautpata. Sometimes we say this, no? Mahotsav. Mahotsav means great festival. Mahotsav. But what do you mean by Mahamahotsav? It's actually not great. I heard from a Sanskrit scholar that Mahamahotsav means death. Sometimes preachers in great ecstasy, they say, Ekadashi Mahamahotsav ki. Therefore, these people who know Sanskrit, they go mad sometimes looking at us. Kuch bhi bolte hum log. So, Mahotsav. So here, it's a word that is mentioned, Mahotpata. So what sort of Utpata? Great Utpata, great disturbance. So now he starts saying, see, that great disturbance. And especially, what is that great disturbance? See, in Vrindavan, the center of everyone's life is only Krishna. So if you ask Upananda Maharaj, what is that great disturbance talking about? At that time he says, Balanam Nasha Hetavah. He said that there are purposes of killing Balanam, the boys. He could have directly said Krishna Balram. But then see, Nanda Maharaj is present nearby. So he says Krishna Balram. Then Nanda would feel, oh, only because of Krishna we are moving out from here. Just so that he shouldn't feel bad. So that therefore Upananda Maharaj is saying, Bala now. Kids. But everyone knew whom is he talking about. Because everyone's heart was just throbbing only for one person, that is Krishna. So as soon as Bala Nam, they would forget their own kids. And they just remember Krishna. It is described that whenever the mothers would pack lunch for the Gopis, they would have that pull-in bhojan. They would sit on the banks of Jamuna and have their wonderful party time. So for that, the lunch box would be packed. And mothers would say, this is good, this for you. And this is best, give it to Krishna. Look at the mood. The center of everyone's life in Vrindavan was only and only and only Krishna. Only Krishna. It is described that when the Kalya Daman pastime, so when that pastime was about to start at that time, just to create the entire dramatic scene, Yogamaya arranged a lot of disturbances in the sky. There were huge thunders and meteors falling, and everyone, they felt, oh, something bad is going to happen. Now for your information, all their sons, with Krishna, they had gone for herding the cows. But all the Vrajavasis together, unanimously, they started saying, something has happened to Krishna, something has happened to Krishna. Arey bhai, tere bhi to bacche gaye na? You're not thinking about your kids, you're thinking about Krishna. That is what is a Vrajavasi. They're seeing some disturbance taking place and they're saying, something has happened to Krishna. This is the mood where the center of life of Vraja is Krishna. And here, when the word Balanam was used, everyone knew whom he's talking about. He's speaking about Krishna. And while describing the pain of disturbances to all people, he was showing affection to Krishna. And one of our Acharya, he says, at that time actually Krishna came. And then Upananda, he took Krishna, put it on his lap, and then looking at Krishna, he started describing what are the different past incidences that took place. So I'll read the shloka, and you have to tell me what was that incident. Well, let's begin. Muktaha katanchid rakshasya balagnya balako hiyasau harer anugrahanunam anascho parinapata. So he starts with the first disturbance and he says, Rakshasyaha balagnya balakaha. So he's talking about one Rakshasa who came to kill Krishna. And the name was, yes, Putana. Purposely I didn't say Rakshasi. Rakshasya here is talking about the female Rakshasa or Rakshasi. And who was that? The Balagna, determined to kill small children, Putana. So first thing that Upananda Maharaj is saying is, you remember that? As soon as the child appeared, just in few days, the Rakshasi came. Rakshasi came to kill this Balaka. And then again, he's saying, he's making this wonderful point. Harer anugraha nunam anascho parinapatat. Only by the mercy of the Lord, this boy was saved. And after telling again, he's adding one more disturbance. And he says, you remember that cart? Which disturbance is this? Shakatasur. Remember that cart? Suddenly that cart fell. Suddenly the huge disturbance. And actually it was huge disturbance. It is described that there was a huge cart and on that there were huge pots. And all those pots were filled with milk and ghee and so many other things. And suddenly, just imagine in front of your house there's a truck, and out of no reason it just turns like this. And the wheels are removed and the entire truck is dismantled. Just think about it. So everyone was thinking, what is this? And they were all wondering. And they all concluded, some demon has done this. But they hardly knew that who was that demon. Yes. The kids were trying to tell who did this, but they were not able to believe. They're saying, this small kid? How can this small kid, by touch of his feet, this cart can topple? Chup! Nonsense you people are speaking. He's crying for mother's milk. And actually he was crying for mother's milk, and just to get attention, he just toppled the entire cart. Therefore, if we don't give attention to Krishna, he can topple anything to get the attention, including our life. Prabhupada says, no, it was difficult for me to give up various family affairs, but Krishna had his own plans. My entire business toppled. Yes. And then he is saying that the handcart missed falling upon the child. Again, by the mercy of the Lord. See, purposely he is mentioning the word Rakshasas. Why? He's trying to hint to everyone, see, we cannot counteract these personalities, are very strong. And if we elders cannot counteract, how these small kids can counteract? And whom is he pointing to? Who is sitting on the lap? Krishna. How can these small kids counteract? They don't know who the kid is. And explaining the cause of Krishna's safety, the only thing that he could say was, some unknown cause. Supreme Lord has done this. He just concluded like that. Supreme Lord has done this. He continues. He continues Krishna Katha. Therefore, in Vraja, only Krishna Katha takes place. There's a meeting going on. Agenda is very serious. And in that serious agenda, what is happening? Krishna Katha. He continues and he says, Chakravatena nitoyam Daityena vipadam viyat Sheelayam patitastatra Paritatratah sureshwaraihi. So here he says, again, there was another demon. Now this is very simple. Chakravata. Who was that? Trinavarta. Trinavarta came. And what did you do? Niyato ayam daityena vipadam viyat. This personality came and he took our child. Krishna is there on the lap. He took our child in the sky. This was very, very dangerous. And then he starts describing what would have been the danger. The danger was vipadam. Vipadam, there was no support. And vipadam also means danger. There was no support. And what if the child would have fallen down? The child would have died. That is the mood of Upananda Maharaj when he's speaking this. And then he makes this point that somehow by Sureshwaraihi, who is Sura Ishwara, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for them it's Narayan. And by the mercy of Narayan, somehow the child did not fall. Who fell? The demon fell. Where did he fall? Sheelayam. He fell on Sheela. He fell on a stone and he died. And by Lord's mercy, oh, this boy is saved. And then he continues. Now he continues exactly that incident which took place just before this meeting. Yanna mriyeta drumayor antaram prapya balakah asav anyatamo vapi tadapyachyuta rakshanam. Now he's saying, Yat namriyate. Then again, this boy did not die. When? Say this question, when? He is saying, Drumayoho antaram. What is he talking about? He's talking about the trees. He's talking about two trees. This boy went exactly in between the two trees. The two trees fell. Again he was saved. Antaram prapya balakah. And then he is making this point that although all the other children were also nearby, but Oh, by the mercy of the Supreme Lord Narayan, again, our kids were saved, especially this kid. Especially this kid. See, when Upananda is speaking this, our acharyas are saying that, our Sanskrit scholars can tell, that this particular verse is incomplete language, they say. The acharya is saying it's not complete. And why? Why Upananda is speaking like this without properly completing the statements? Because he's choked with tears in the eyes. Because when he's speaking and looking at the child, he's thinking, he could have died. He could have died. With that mood, he's speaking and he's choked and he's not able to complete the statements. And he's making this point. He was protected by whom? Achyuta Rakshanam. Lord protected. Or else who else? It would have been impossible for anyone to protect. Anyone. Because all the kids were around and suddenly the tree falls. Who would have protected? It's only Achyuta. And see the word Achyuta used in the right context. Chuta means to fall. The trees fell. And who saved the kids? Who does not fall. That person saved the kids. Achyuta. So wonderful. Yes. And in this way, he says, he has been protected many times by Lord. And say, someone asks Upananda Maharaj, why Lord is coming again and again and saving this child? Upananda is saying, or Acharya is saying through Upananda, or Acharya say, Upananda is saying, again and again this child is protected. What worship we might have done to Lord Narayan that he's pleased with us and he's saving our child. See, there are two cases. Case 1, case 2. Case 1, they don't believe Krishna is God. Case 2, they also don't believe Krishna is God. Case 1 is Vrajavasis. They don't believe Krishna is God because their eyes are covered with love. Their eyes are covered with prema. The love for Krishna is so much that they're not able to make out his Supreme Personality of Godhead. Can you imagine someone dancing on snake? I have some samskaras in the past where I used to dance. But see, dancing on the floor where some oil is thrown, very difficult. Yes. And dancing on the floor on which oil is thrown and that floor is curved, extremely difficult. And on that, someone dancing with all the wonderful steps, it is Supreme Personality of Godhead. And not just dancing, aisa nahi ki was party karna tha, so he's dancing. He's dancing with a purpose. He's dancing with a purpose to subdue Kaliya. He's holding the tail and then he's jumping from one hood to another. Kaliya is spitting fire, and when he was getting subdued at that time, he's spitting blood. And all this is going on. Vrajavasis are seeing all this. And when Kaliya was subdued and Kaliya offered a lot of ornaments and all valuables to Krishna and all that, Vrajavasis are observing all this. And when Krishna comes out of Jamuna, when Kaliya left and Krishna came out of Jamuna, the only thing at that time these Vrajavasis were able to think was, Krishna has got wet. If we don't wipe him with a towel, he'll get cold. Can you imagine? At least for me, it's very difficult to imagine how is it possible that you just saw someone dancing on snake, subduing him, and suddenly you think that he might get cold. Even Govardhan Leela for that matter, my God, there's another level of Leela. Krishna has picked up Govardhan and other friends are saying, look, Krishna is, one friend is telling to another friend, look, Krishna is looking like he's getting tired. We should help him. And all of them, they put their sticks. And one personality is telling Krishna, one Gopa is telling Krishna, Krishna, you leave it. If you can do, we can also do this. Sridham, you hold. Krishna, you leave. Even after all that, they are not accepting Krishna to be Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because their eyes are completely covered with love. See, in all the other places we have the Lord performing pastimes, be it in Mathura or Dwarka. But when Krishna manifests his opulence, immediately they recognize that he is that Supreme Personality of Godhead and they start offering prayers. But when it comes to devotees in Vrajavasis, for them, whatever opulence Krishna shows, their mood towards Krishna, the intimacy towards Krishna does not reduce at all. When it comes to Arjuna and Krishna, they're very, very intimate. To an extent, Narada Muni saw this, that Arjuna's feet was on the chest of Krishna at one point when they were sleeping. My, such a wonderful, intimate association. But what happened to this intimate association in the battlefield of Kurukshetra when Krishna displayed the universal form? Arjuna is asking, who are you? He forgot. He forgot. He's like, who are you? And in Vraja, whatever Krishna does, all the Gopas would, Krishna, enough of your acting, we know you are that person. But here he is asking, who are you? And after that, he is saying, I've paid my obeisance from front, from back, from all sides. Oh Lord, now I'm understanding that you're Supreme Personality of Godhead. And I offended you by calling you Krishna, Yadava, and so on. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. So in Braja, we see that they don't accept Krishna to be Supreme Personality of Godhead. There was a time when the elderly Gopas, they came, the elderly Vrajavasis, they came. And they were telling Yashoda Mai, that looks like your son is actually Narayan. And Yashoda Mai started laughing. And he said, whenever there is thunder, he comes and hides behind my sari. He is Narayan. For them to accept is very, very difficult. So this is case one. Case one, out of pure love for Krishna, these Vrajavasis are not able to accept Krishna to be Supreme Personality of Godhead. Case two, we ordinary mortal beings of this world. For people of this world to accept Krishna as Supreme Personality of Godhead is again very difficult. They don't accept Krishna to be Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this is not out of love. This is out of utter ignorance. Even after the session that we have in Gita course, Krishna Supreme Personality of Godhead, we quote shlokas here and there and all that. And still people will ask, that why only Krishna is Supreme Personality? We were going for a yatra. New boys were there. We just finished few sessions. And one boy was asking, who is Supreme? Krishna or Shiva? I looked at him, I said, at your level it doesn't matter. Actually it doesn't matter. Who cares who is Supreme? At that level. For them it is just some time pass. Initially when people come, it's just some time pass. Okay, acha lagta hai, nice place. We have Aarti, we have Kirtan. Those Prabhujis also speak something good. Nice prasad. Yes. Who has that serious contemplation on who is Supreme and who is not? But in general, we see that people are so much ignorant. It's very natural for them to say that we don't believe in God. We don't believe Krishna is God. How can Krishna be God? He's stealing butter. He's stealing clothes of Gopis. Maybe Krishna in Kurukshetra is God, but Krishna in Vṛndāvan is not God. You look at the purports that people give. Yes. So this is utter ignorance. Utter ignorance. Even for that matter, all of us sitting here, including myself, we should ask this question to ourselves, do we really accept Krishna to be that Supreme Personality of Godhead? We might say yes, because Prabhuji, I took Prabhupada Ashray and there was a question I wrote, yes, Krishna is Supreme Personality. And I quoted shloka also, Ishvara Parama Krishna, yes, Am Sarvasya Prabhavo. All that is okay. But the point is, do we really accept from the heart? Do we really believe? Because as soon as we believe, it means we'll completely surrender on to Krishna without any tension of our own maintenance. So that is accepting Krishna as Supreme Personality from the heart. Yes. So we are also in ignorance, you see. Only because we are in ignorance, we take so much of tension about our own maintenance. To an extent, sometimes devotees compromise with their own practice of Krishna consciousness. People tell also, Prabhuji, aaj thoda sa pressure zyada hai. Ghar pe bhi aur bahar bhi. So therefore, I'm just reducing my rounds for some time, or I was not able to do quality rounds or whatever. Simple. As soon as we accept Krishna to be Supreme Personality of Godhead, doesn't matter what tension we have. And now I'm talking to initiated devotees. Anyways, we chant 16 rounds. No, there's no option, so we chant 16 rounds. So now when you're sitting and chanting 16 rounds and say there is some chaos that has taken place, either in the association of devotees or in the office or wherever, relative circle or wherever. And we're sitting and chanting Hare Krishna. And that disturbance has disturbed us. And why we are not able to focus? Because we are trying to sort out how to sort out the disturbance. If we really accept Krishna to be Supreme Personality of Godhead, Ishvara Parama Krishna, controller of all controllers, you know what we will do? We will say, Krishna will take care, He is Supreme Personality. I am not. Why am I worrying? He is Supreme Personality, He will take care. Because He is the actual maintainer. With this thought, immediately, all the disturbance during chanting should go away. But still, if disturbance is there, it means we are those hidden people who have a hidden understanding that Krishna is not supreme. How's that? Yes? Sometimes I also say that we are hidden Mayavadis. Even after hearing so much, that complete faith on the Lord becomes very difficult, you see. This is case 2. Out of ignorance we cannot. Yes. But then as and when we advance in bhakti by sincere practice, one thing that takes place is our Sambandha Gyan becomes clear. Sambandha Gyan means what? Who is Krishna? Who am I? What is my relationship with Krishna? This becomes clear. And when Sambandha Gyan becomes clear, when literally I understand that Krishna is Prabhu and I am Das, at that time all the things will be sorted out. Only because Sambandha Gyan is not clear, we belong to case 2. Yes. And only because Vrajvasis have love more than Sambandha Gyan, for them also it's case 1. And case 1 and case 2 both don't believe Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Sambandha Gyan is very, very important. And how does Sambandha Gyan becomes clear? Initially, it will be theoretical when we come to such discourses and when we discuss in depth from Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam about the Lord and ourselves. Therefore, I always tell all the devotees that never miss these Sunday feast classes or never miss the Bhakti Vriksha sessions that we have. Because these are the places where we are going to hear about the clear understanding about the Lord and ourselves. If we don't have at least even theoretical knowledge, then how will we advance in Krishna consciousness? You see? Therefore, Sambandha again, at least theoretically, it should be clear. And with time, when we receive mercy of the Lord, then from the heart it will be clear because all the ignorance will be removed. And that's what Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita. Please repeat. Tesham evanukampartham aham ajnanajam tamaha nashayami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhashvatah. Krishna is saying that when I'm extremely pleased with my devotees, what is the special favor that I award them? I destroy the darkness of ignorance in their heart by lighting the lamp of knowledge. Sambandha Gyan clear. Completely clear. Never the person will think that he is master. Yes. Therefore, when someone glorifies us, we accept that glorification. Why? Because Sambandha Gyan is not clear. Someone says, Prabhuji, kya seva kiya? And then externally we might say, nahi, Prabhu. And internally you're like, it's me. It's me. Yes. And that's a fact. That's why we feel that we have done it. Abhi someone might be telling, yes bro, actually I did it. But as soon as the Sambandha Gyan is clear, immediately you'll understand that my master is the one who is doing, I'm assisting him. Therefore, the mood of deity worship also, when the Pujari is doing deity worship, what is the mood? I'm lifting each and every paraphernalia, but I am not the actual doer, I'm assisting my spiritual master. My Guru Maharaj is doing and I'm assisting him. Therefore, we don't worship the photo of Guru. We take permission of the Guru and then we start doing. And we don't come back and start worshipping the Guru again. We show it to all the Vaishnavas. So the mood is that I'm assisting my Guru Maharaj. I'm assisting my spiritual master. That is the mood of deity worship. So with all this training that we're getting through these classes, through deity worship, through other services, the training is this. That is, I am Das. He is master. This Sambandha Gyan is what we are trying to clarify with all these different activities. And hope that very soon we'll come out from case 2 and hopefully before we leave this body, we might enter case 1. Yes. Because one thing is very easy because both don't accept Krishna's Supreme Personality. So after this, what happened? Who is speaking, by the way? Upananda Maharaj is speaking. Upananda Maharaj, he continues and says, Yavat autpatiko rishto Vrajam nabhi bhaveditah Tavad balan upadaya Yasyamonyatra sanugaha. So now he is telling that there is an unknown demon that is creating all these disturbances. Why is saying unknown demon? Because he is pointing to that incident where they never understood who did it. Which incident? When was this meeting held? Immediately after the trees falling. किसने किया? पक्का किसी demon ने किया. Which demon? I don't know. But पक्का किसी demon ने किया. Some asur has done this. So his point is that before that demon creates another disturbance, I propose to all of you in the meeting. I propose to all of you. What is that proposal? We should go somewhere else. We should just leave this place. We should leave Mahāvan and go to somewhere else, some other place. So here Prabhupada writes a very nice point. I'll just read this. Upananda suggested, by the mercy of Lord Vishnu, Krishna has always been saved from so many dangerous incidents. Now let us leave this place and go some place where we may worship Lord Vishnu undisturbed before there is another cause of death from some demon who may attack us. See, the mood of Upananda Maharaj is, yes, we have to protect Krishna, no doubt. And along with that, we need to render uninterrupted devotional service. So Prabhupada writes a very wonderful statement. All of you can remember this. A devotee desires only that. What? He may execute devotional service undisturbed. This is the only desire of a devotee. The desire is, I want to execute devotional service undisturbed. Undisturbed. So a devotee does not desire sense gratification. A devotee desires कि ऐसा situation हो जिसमें मैं undisturbed bhakti कर पाऊं. This is the mood of a devotee. Yes. Therefore, anytime, when we have this opportunity to offer prayers to the Lord, we should aim at offering uninterrupted devotional service. Uninterrupted. And here we understand clearly, Upananda Maharaj is saying, ये जगह छोड़ देना चाहिए. Why? Every now and then there is disturbance and we are not able to render service properly. Therefore, we should go to a place where we will be able to render service uninterruptedly. So now the question comes, कि जाए तो कहाँ जाए? Is according to Niti Shastra, our Acharyas say, according to Niti Shastra, if you have to give up one place, you can give up that place only when you have decided which place to go. So even before others ask that where should we go, even before they ask that question, Upananda Maharaj gave another proposal. He added on to the proposal, not another proposal. He added on to his current proposal. His current proposal is we should leave this place. Before other asked, where should we go? He is telling this. Vanam Vṛndāvanam nama Pashavyam Navakananam Gopa Gopi Gavam Sevyam Punyadri Trinavirudham. Very beautiful. He is saying that I know one place. Oh, which place? Which place? He says, Vṛndāvan. Vṛndāvan Dham ki jai. Finally, the word name Vṛndāvan has come now in Srimad Bhagavatam here. Yes, Vṛndāvan. I know a place, Vṛndāvan. Now, it's very important to note that how these Gopas traversed from one place to another. See, first and foremost, they were all in a place called Nandishwar. You all know Nandishwar? Nandishwar is nothing but Nandagaon. Yes. So initially, they were all situated in Nandagaon. But there was a demon, Arishtasur. He would create a lot of ruckus there. Therefore, all of them, they shifted from Nandishwara and they went to Mahāvan. And now in Mahāvan, all these activities are going on. Now, someone might say that you go to some other place. Why you want to be somewhere in between Nandishwar and Mahāvan? Say this question is asked. Because Vrindavan is in between these two. Nandishwar and Mahāvan. Ideally, what they should have done, they should have gone beyond Mahāvan. But they are going between the two. So this question is asked that, why are you suggesting Vrindavan? So he is saying, how can we go away from all this place? Our capital was Nandishwar. We have stayed here in Mahāvan. Vrindavan is good. Why? And he tells very nicely, Pashavyam Navakananam. Gopa Gopi Gavam Sevyam Punyadri Trina Virudham. He says that place is very suitable because it is lush with grass, plants, creepers for the cows and other animals. That place is very nice. See, Mahāvan, as of now, the place where we are staying, actually it has become old. Our cows have grazed so much. How many cows were there with Nanda Maharaj? 9 lakh. I was hearing from another devotee, 9,99,999. I don't know why that one cow was missing. Just imagine, this was only with Nanda Maharaj. मतलब बाकी लोग के पास कितना रहेगा फिर? And everything clubbed together, how much it will be? And the cows go around and graze on the grass. Just imagine, कितना grass बचा होगा आजू बाजू. So Upananda Maharaj is saying, see, this place has become old. Let's go to Vṛndāvan. That place is new. I also read from the Acharya's commentaries. Acharyas say that they also stayed in Vrindavan before, it seems. They keep traveling as cowards. So they stayed in Vrindavan, and he told, it has been long time we have gone there. So now all the grass have grown. It's all lush green. It's all wonderful. So let's go to that place now. And especially see in this shloka, there is one word called Pashavya and another word called Gavam. And both of them, they're pointing to cow. How much importance these cowherd people they're giving to cow is very important, very nice to note. He's saying the cows will have nice time grazing there. Therefore, we should go there. So Upananda Maharaj is trying to build a nice fielding around so that no one should say, I have an objection. First he said, a lot of dangers here, we should leave this place. Which place to go? Let's go to Vrindavan. Why Vrindavan? It's all lush green. Our cows, 2 times he is using the word Pashu and then he says cows. Our cows will be nourished very nicely. Do you agree? He's not ending his arguments. He adds one more fielding. And then he says, Tat tatra dyaiva yasyamaha shakatanyungtamachiram godhananyagrato yantu bhavatam yadi rochate. So Upananda Maharaj is not saying that let's think about it and let's get back in the next meeting with the same agenda. He's not saying this. He says that therefore, tatra adya eva yasyamaha, immediately, today, let's leave. He's not giving any space. Let's leave today itself. But then one thing, that is very nice here is, he says, bhavatam yadi rochate. This is my proposal that we should immediately leave this place by preparing our bullock carts and the cows and everything. Let's keep the cows in front and let's leave the place immediately today. And last line he says, bhavatam yadi rochate. If all of you feel it's proper. So when I was reading this, I was thinking, this is such a wonderful instruction for all the leaders. So whenever we are in a meeting, sometimes what happens is due to immaturity, we might put some point in front and say others are not accepting. And we're like, koi bhav hi nahi de raha hai mujhe? What's the point of being in this group and attending meetings? Look at Upananda. He had valid points, he has presented it nicely, and he says, if you all feel we can do this, this is how the meeting should be conducted. So say I'm a person who's putting the points forward. So I should make sure that I present it properly. I cannot assume everyone anyways knows, so I'll just put points here and there. No, we cannot assume. Present it properly, like Upananda presented. Don't you think everyone knew that Putana came, Kaggadaspura that happened, and then 2 trees fell, but still Upananda described everything. And then at the end he says, if you agree, if you feel it's good, let's do it. This should be the mode of a person who's trying to put some point forward in a meeting, especially in spiritual circles. So in spiritual circle, everyone sitting in the meeting wants to do the seva very nicely. Now Janmashtami meetings will start. So everyone there in the meeting wants to serve nicely and everyone has their own ideas. And what is the mood? Mood is I want to serve Krishna in the best of the best possible way. I don't think anyone sitting in the meeting might think, how should I capture this position and that position and this asset and that asset? No. At least in ISKCON we don't see that. Everyone has the same mood. We should do a grand Janmashtami, a grand function, a grand program for the pleasure of Krishna. This is the mood of devotees. So in that, what happens is, when I have a point and I'm putting it forward, there's a possibility that someone else might have a better point. But when I'm attached to my suggestion and I'm not allowing others to think about and agree upon it or reject it, then I will feel dejected. Then I will think, what's the point of being here? Better I go to some other center and serve. अरे कितना center change करेंगे? Therefore, there's a very, very amazing point which I felt, at least when I was studying this, in depth with Acharya's commentaries. I was thinking, such a humility, and such a person with such great humility can actually be a leader, and such person's suggestions will be accepted also. Yes, humility matters a lot in meeting. Very, very important. Very, very important. Yes, and those people who are humble, when they take the leadership role, they will be the pioneers. They will be the instruments in the hands of the Lord to expand this mission far and wide. People who are egoistic and proud, they cannot do much for the mission. वो थोड़ा करेंगे. जैसे फटाका फटता है ना, फट. That's it, done. They'll not be able to do much. But the ones who are humble, they're like those candles or the lamps lit in various festivals. The lamps will be lit for a long time. They can give light for a long time, but crackers will not. So people who are with great false ego and pride, they're like those crackers. They'll burst and push. But those who are humble, they are amazing instruments in the hands of the Lord. And here we have an example of Upananda Maharaj. He says, Bhavatam yadi rochate. If this proposal is pleasing to all of you, and if you all accept, let's do it. When to do it? Today. Now, all the others were hearing. Till now, no one has spoken. All the others were hearing. So when all the others heard, now they are speaking. What did they say? Tachrutvaika dhiyo gopa sadhu sadveti vadinaha vajan svan samayujya yayu rudha parichada. They all together, without second thought, they all said, Sadhu, Sadhu. In the current modern times, when you like something, you do this. Yes. But in the Vedic culture, in the circles of devotees, when you like something, they say, Sadhu, Sadhu. And everyone around there said, Sadhu, Sadhu. Kya idea diya hai? Mast. In our language, mast idea. Very amazing idea. Very nice suggestion. So the coward other men, they didn't say, let's discuss more on this. They didn't say this. What they did, Vrajan swan samayujya jayo rudha parichada. Immediately they all left the meeting. They all went, put whatever articles on the bullock cart to begin. My God, so amazing, so amazing. Whenever we read about Vrajavasis, we feel like, kahan wo log, kahan hum log. And our goal is to be a Vrajavasi. We want to enter Goloka Vrindavan. Look at Vrajavasis. Just think about it. Let's put ourselves in that situation. So, due to some reason, say our leader here, he announces that we should vacate this place. Let's go to another place and start preaching there. The devotees here might tell, Bro, aap jaiye, hum aate hain. Aap jaiye, bro, aap jaiye. Can you think about this, that, we have some very higher mission. And then we have been told, just vacate the place and let's go to another place. And we're like, okay, Prabhu, let me put whatever I can put in the car and let's leave. That's the mood which Vrajavasis have. They're ready. They're ready to do anything for Krishna, anything for the mission. और उनके आगे एक ही mission था. What was the mission? Protect Krishna. और हमारे आगे एक ही mission है. Protect this expansion of Krishna consciousness. Protect this organization ISKCON. So that is the mission that we have. We might call ourselves missionary, but I really don't know if we are really missionaries. Missionary matlab aisa. Vacate the place, okay, ready, chalo. They all left. Can you imagine? They all left. God, all the commodities, put it on the cart, chalo. Hari bol. This was the mood. Therefore, the mood of a Vrajavasi is they're ready to do anything for Krishna's pleasure. And as of now, today, our mood, if we analyze, our mode is ready to do anything for our own pleasure. Therefore, anytime we take drastic decisions in life, ऐसा नहीं कि हम लोग drastic decision नहीं लेते हैं कि नहीं? We take drastic decisions. But when we take drastic decisions, we can observe we are not taking drastic decisions for the expansion of the mission, but we take drastic decisions for our sense gratification. Yes. So this is the difference between a Vrajavasi and ourself. And we want to become a Vrajavasi. So think about it. To what level we are supposed to move now? Currently where we are and where are we supposed to go? What qualities we need to develop? At least the basic thing that we can do as of now at this point of time, I'm reminding myself also, at least before doing any activity, I should ask this one question. Will this activity please Guru and Krishna or not? Yes. Will this activity please my immediate superior? Will this activity please Guru and Krishna? This should be the first question that we should get. At least basic. अभी वो तो नहीं कर सकते ऐसा कि इतना ज़्यादा जो व्रजवासीस कर रहे हैं. Yes. But the important point is this, that at least at this point of time, if we can ask this question, that for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, am I doing this activity or no? Or is it only for my pleasure? I think then slowly, step by step, taking baby steps, we can move towards this ultimate thing that is becoming a Vrajavasi with this mode, anything for Krishna. So having said this, they immediately went out, got the clothing, they got paraphernalia on the cart. Now, Shukadeva Goswami describes how was their journey. They put everything. They're starting from which place? Mahāvan. Going to which place? Vṛndāvan. So now he describes what all happened there. Vṛddhan balan striyo rajan sarvopakaranani cha anashvaropya gopala yatta at sharasanah godhanani puraskritya shringanya purya sarvatah Turya Ghoshena Mahata Yayu Saha Purohita. So now they're describing that what did they do? Keeping all important people. Who are the important people? Vṛddha. Who are Vṛddha? Old people. Bala. Small children. Yes. And then Striya. All the women, all the females there. Yes. And all the other things which are needed. So keeping all of them and cows in front. The men, the Gopas, what they did was, they took bows and arrows. And they started. So Srila Prabhupada raises a question here. Bows and arrows? They're supposed to be Vaishyas. Ye Kshatriya kaise ban gaye? So our Acharya has answered this question that there were some people who were trained in this. Because in every community, we need to have such people. See, we have Varnas, no? Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. There are Upavarnas also. In Brahmana, we have Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. So you can call it as Brahmana, 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 Kshatriya, Brahmana, Vaishya, Brahmana, Shudra. So here we have a Vaishya community. So in that, there are some people who have the Brahmanical inclination. There are some others who have Kshatriya inclination. And there are Vaishya, proper business people. And there are Vaishya Shudras assisting other business people. You see? So here, those people who belong to the category of Upavarna of Kshatriyas, they held the bow and arrow. And they were guarding. They were trained. Because they were fearful of whom? They were fearful of Kamsa. Anytime this person can attack. They had all this ready. And it's very nice to note that they had priests also. Those priests, they were also there in front and they were also moving. Now the priest might say, don't shift us like this from one place to another immediately. They didn't tell all that. They immediately started because they knew very well. The place where we are heading towards is a very, very pure, auspicious place. Sri Vrindavan Dham. Chalo, let's go. And here, see, in the sloka, first line, Rajan. The word Rajan is used, king. So our acharyas say, why this Rajan suddenly? Why is calling out to Parikshit? He's calling out to Parikshit where he's pointing out, see, you are a king. Suddenly moving like this is difficult. Look at them, suddenly moving. He points out that how intense the prema is of all these Vrajavasis for Krishna. See how they're suddenly moving. But a king cannot suddenly move like this. In this way, this describes that how they started. And it was a great tumultuous sound. Very, very pompous ceremony. A procession starting from Mahāvan to Vṛndāvan. What all things they were doing? They're vibrating. The bugles all around. They're singing and moving ahead. Therefore, one thing is very clear: when devotees come together, kuch bhi karo, it's a festival. But saath mein aana hai. That is very important. Very, very important. Yes. I still remember when I was in the base where all the boys stay. So I was staying in another base, and then in one base I got to know that many devotees have got dengue. So I went to visit them to check how they are. I went there, and even those who had dengue, they also came. They all sat on the chair. I was also there, and then pomegranate juice was distributed, and we all were having nice time. I was wondering, sitting in that day, I was wondering, this is called power of devotee association. Even those people are lying on the bed, they come, and all the other devotees came, and suddenly, we had kirtan and this and that. It was a function, it was a program altogether. Festive. Therefore, whenever we get an opportunity to come together, we should utilize that opportunity to come together. And when we come together, it will be a festive occasion. Look at this, ghar khali karke kahin aur ja rahe, and they don't know. At least here in our case, we might say that, okay, I'm vacating this place, and if you ask, where are you going to? I have taken another place, for rent. At least we know. These people don't know also where they're going. Upananda Maharaj said ki chalo, jaate hain na, chalo nikalte. Let's go. Let's go. Such an intense love for Krishna. Such an intense love. Anything for Krishna. This is the mood that we see here. Okay, now this specifically, Shukadeva Goswami takes the opportunity to describe the Gopis, young Gopis. How they are looking, what they are doing. Specifically, he's describing. Because they have a very important role to play in Krishna Leela. So he's specifically describing the Gopis. And he says, Gopyo rudha ratha nutna Kucha kunkuma kantayah Krishna Leela jago pritya Nishka kantaya suvasasa. Very nice. He is zooming in the camera. See, Shukadeva Goswami is speaking to whom? Parikshit Maharaj. We are discussing from 10th canto, chapter 11. Parikshit Maharaj has got approximately 3 days now out of 7 days. And in that, Shukadeva Goswami is describing the beauty of some females. Now someone might think, ye pagal to nahi. Ye marne wala hai. He's talking about beauty of female. Because many things are described here, including, the breasts of the female and other things. Now, why all these things are described? Because these females are not ordinary females. Yes. If we describe ordinary female, the person's consciousness might go down. Yes. But when these personalities are described, these great personalities, these gopis who have so much of love for Krishna, when their beauty is described, Shukadeva Goswami knows it very well that Parikshit Maharaj's love will increase for Krishna. Yes. And therefore you will see multiple times, these descriptions will come in Srimad Bhagavatam. And through these descriptions, we can understand the motherhood of the females there. And here he goes to an extent of talking about Nishka Kantayah. He goes to an extent to talk about the gopis. They were wearing a beautiful pendant. That was looking very, very beautiful. Look at the details that is given by Shukadeva Goswami. Now the question comes, ये लोग क्या कर क्या रहे थे और कहाँ बैठे थे ये लोग? And Shukadeva Goswami says, they were sitting on a rath. I was wondering, he could have said cart. He's saying rath. Looks like this particular or these particular vehicles, they were little more, what to say, the height of these different vehicles were little more than the others. They were calling as Rath. Yes. And all these gopis were sitting. Now the question comes, say Parikshit Maharaj is asking, "Oh, kya kar rahe the all the gopis? You're describing these gopis so specifically. What were they doing?" And here the description is, all of them with great pleasure, Krishna Leela Jagu Pritya. With great pleasure, they were all describing Krishna Leela. Therefore, Shukadeva Goswami, he could have zoomed his camera anywhere, but he took the camera right at that place where Krishna Katha is going on. Because currently, there in that place, on the banks of Ganga or Jamuna, where Parikshit and Shukadeva Goswami are sitting, Krishna Katha is going on. So he zooms in that place where Krishna Katha is going on during this travel. And all the gopis are beautifully singing the glories of Krishna. Hey, Yashoda and Rohini kahan hai? Were they doing anything special? And now the camera goes towards Yashoda and Rohini. One full shloka only for them. One shloka was all the gopis singing the glories of the Lord. And now one shloka exclusively only for Yashoda and Rohini. This is what is a Brajavasi. Let me highlight this quality also. They want to just describe Krishna's glories, nothing else. It's not that gopis are sitting among themselves. ये pendant कहाँ से लाया? ये साड़ी color अच्छा लग रहा है. कौन सी दुकान से खरीदा? They are not discussing all this. Yes. They are discussing about the glories of Krishna. Whatever they do, it's only for glorifying Krishna, for Krishna's pleasure. Again, let me remind myself and others here, Brajavasis और हम लोग यहाँ, they glorify Krishna. They take pleasure in glorifying Krishna. We take pleasure in glorifying ourselves. Yes. They take pleasure in glorifying all Krishna's activities. And we are very much eager to glorify our own activities and prove ourselves better than others. Therefore, we are very, very far from being a Brajavasi. Very, very far. But hopes are there. What is the hope? Srila Prabhupada's mercy. Srila Prabhupada's instructions are our hope. If we can study Srila Prabhupada's books and speak, share with devotees, instead of glorifying oneself, glorify Krishna, there is some hope for all of us. Therefore, when devotees come together like this, what are they supposed to do after the class when they're sitting together having prasadam? Share reflections. क्या अच्छा लगा आज क्लास में? वो point अच्छा था. All gopis coming together and discussing Krishna Katha. Upananda Maharaj is amazing humility. This is called as discussing Krishna Katha. Yes. ऐसे नहीं, वो मेरी neighbor ने ऐसे कर दिया. In my office, that my boss is really this and that. So what? What is the solution? That's our prarabdha karma. But on a serious note, you see, if you can discuss Krishna Katha, share at least after prasadam time. But obviously, when you go to your mentors, you can always share your problems and share, I'm going through this problem. Can you please help me out so that I can advance in bhakti? That also becomes Krishna Katha. Why? Because you are eager to advance in bhakti. Yes. Just like that, sharing some mundane thing is just mundane talk. But sharing something to advance in bhakti again falls in the category of Krishna Katha. And look at these gopis, so wonderful. चलो अभी जानने का प्रयास करते हैं. What were Mother Yashoda and Rohini doing? तथा यशोदा रोहिण्या एकम शकटमास्तिते रेजतुः कृष्ण रामाभ्याम तत्कथा श्रवणोत्सुके. So what were Mother Yashoda and Rohini doing? They were hearing Krishna Katha from others with a lot of pleasure. All of them they are describing. Even in this world we see, say when some child is glorified by someone else, parents will feel like, why? मैंने सिखाया. कुछ सिखाया नहीं रहेगा. मैंने सिखाया. And जब कुछ कांड कर देता है बच्चा, पता नहीं कहाँ से सीख के आया. So here, Mother Yashoda and Rohini, in the mood of motherlyhood, they are feeling so much of great pleasure. And our other acharyas, they describe that they were taking great pleasure looking at Krishna and Balram discussing amongst themselves. They were talking to each other. That's also Krishna Katha. Krishna directly speaking. So in this way, Mother Yashoda and Rohini, they were taking so much of pleasure just hearing Krishna Katha, either from the mouths of the Gopis in other Rath or from Krishna directly. They're very, very eager. The question comes, ye log kahan the ye dono? These two were exclusively sitting in the same Rath. One full Rath only for these two. And here specifically the word is used, Shakata. They're sitting in a cart. And these two were sitting. Hey, where were Krishna and Balram? They were sitting with Mother Yashoda and Rohini. How were they sitting? In the shloka itself, it's very clear. Look at the shloka. Yashoda, Rohini, Krishna, Rama. It's very clear how they are sitting. And Prabhupada writes a very beautiful point. Prabhupada says, Mother Yashoda and Rohini, so as not to be separated from Krishna and Balram for even a moment, got up with them on one bullock cart. They were not able to bear that moment of separation also. They wanted to sit with Krishna and Balram. Or other Acharyas write, it appears that Mother Yashoda and Rohini could not be separated from Krishna and Balram even for a moment. And this attachment of Rajvasi, especially Yashoda and Rohini, is very, very clear from this context. Yes. Strong attachment to Krishna, strong attachment to Balram, strong attachment. And therefore we see that when we develop attachment towards Krishna, strong attachment, all other attachments will fade away. Abhi problem ye hai ki why our attachment is very weak with Krishna, because our attachment to other things are very strong. Sometimes people say when you come to spiritual life, we need to weaken our attachment to other things. Nahi, aisa nahi hai. You just need to strengthen your attachment to Krishna. That's it. Other things will fall in place automatically. To strengthen attachment towards Krishna, what are we supposed to do? Hear about Krishna. Simple. You want to develop more interest in something or someone, develop more love towards someone, hear about that personality. So more we do Shravan, more we develop intense attachment towards the Lord. And here we understand Mother Yashoda Rohini, already they had so much of attachment for the Lord. And what were Mother Yashoda and Rohini doing? They used to pass their time either by taking care of Krishna Balram or by chanting about their pastimes. Only two activities. Either you take care of Krishna Balram or you chant their glories. This is the quality called avyartha kalatvam. One of the symptoms of bhava. These personalities are above prema also. And I'm just saying for ourselves. Avyartha kalatvam. Avyartha kalatvam means not even wasting one moment in mundane activity. And this we can see in the life of Srila Prabhupada. There's no question of time waste in the life of Srila Prabhupada. Either Srila Prabhupada would be giving class and he would begin the class, you rascals. Or he'll be speaking to some scientists trying to refute all the arguments from their side, baseless scientific arguments. Or he'll be writing letters replying to all his disciples all around the world. If I'm not wrong, Prabhupada wrote around 7,000 letters. Yes. It's a book. Can you imagine? It's a book. If you put all the letters together, it will be a huge book. 7,000 letters. Or he would be busy training his disciples either in cooking or formatting the books or how to paint or how to dress oneself or how to get his disciples married. And when he was not doing anything with other people around, his hand was there in the bead bag chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So wonderful. This is called as Avyartha Kalatvam. And therefore, sadhakas like us, abhi bhava pe to nahi hai hum log, but pahunchna hai na wahan. We need to practice Avyartha Kalatvam now. And we learn from here. We learn from Yashoda and Rohini. Either they were serving or they were chanting. It's not that during service they want to chant. On lighter note, on a serious note, they might be glorifying Krishna and Balram even during the services. Yes. But a very, very important point. Two things they're doing, either taking care of Krishna Balram or glorifying Krishna Balram in their absence. And one point which is mentioned here by our acharyas. Thus, Mother Yashoda and Rohini looked very beautiful. Why they were looking very beautiful? Because all the time they're engaged in service of the Lord or chanting the glories of the Lord. Just by applying some makeup on the face, the person doesn't become beautiful. Sometimes people say, even outsiders say, Prabhupada was so beautiful. How can an old man be beautiful? He had his wrinkles and this and that on the face, but still so beautiful. People say, so beautiful, so effulgent, so magnetic. What made an old person like this? Avyartha kalatma. Always engaged in service of the Lord, chanting the glories of the Lord, and that makes a devotee beautiful. So I think today I've given a beauty parlor solution. And in this way, now they're getting closer to the place where they want to enter. Last two shlokas for today. Vṛndāvanam sampravishya sarvakala sukhavaham tatra chakrur vrajavasam shakatair ardha chandravat. See, Padma Puran describes that there are 12 forests in Vrindavan. So Yamuna is there in between. And on one side, now we have certain number of forests, and on the other side we have certain number of forests. Together it's 12. To be more precise and specific, on the eastern bank of Yamuna, there are 5 forests. For our purification, let's chant. Bhadravan, Bilvavan, Lauhavan, Bhandirvan, Mahāvan. So they started from which place? Now other side of the river, that is the western side, western bank, there are other 7 forests. Which are those? Madhuvan, Talvan, Komudvan, Bahulavan, Kamyavan, Khadirvan, Vrindavan. They have to travel now from Mahāvan across the river and go to Vrindavan. So here, Shukadeva Goswami is saying, in this way they entered Vrindavan. But our acharyas, they are not stopping at this. How they entered Vrindavan? Vrindavan is this side, Mahāvan is this side, in between we have Jamuna. What did they do? So our acharyas, they are giving various understandings here. Therefore, it's very important to note that if acharyas don't give their revelations, we can never understand what happened. Can we write like this? Kya hua hoga? Did they make a pull, writing Krishna on the stone and throwing it? What did they do? Ye hamara kaam nahi hai. The ones who are seeing the pastime, they have written it. With these personalities and their samadhi, they have seen the pastime happening and they are penning it down for all of us. Therefore, I say we are so fortunate, so very fortunate. All these literatures are available for us to understand what happened. So our Acharya is saying, actually it was beginning of the summer. And at that time, it was easy to cross the river. Therefore, Shukadeva Goswami is not mentioning much. He just said, enter Vrindavan. And another Acharya, he highlights. He says, they were very, very happy when they were entering Vrindavan. How they were entering Vrindavan? How did they enter? River is there in between. Just as the ocean gave a part to Ram, similarly, Yamuna also gave a part to Ram. Wait. Ocean gave a part to Ram? No. Stones were floating. No, that's how they crossed. Okay, so we can understand that since stones were floating, we can assume or accept the fact that, okay, ocean allowed the stones to float. Chalo, let's accept like that. So, yahan kuch float kar raha tha kya? And our acharyas say, what did they do? They tied all the carts together and the carts were floating, and that's how they crossed from one bank to another bank. Isn't that wonderful? When I read this, I was thinking, oh, so amazing. Such a wonderful description. Now, after going to the other side of the river, they came to that very, very dear place of all the Gaudiya Vaishnavas. Shri Vrindavan Dham ki. They came to Vrindavan. And when they came to Vrindavan, anyways, their houses were constructed and everything was set and it was all ready. So they entered their houses. Correct? They've entered a forest. They've entered a thick forest. So abhi ghar to hai nahi. To kya kare fir? And they have to make a house because the old people are there, women, all the gopis and the cows and all kids. What to do? And see, look at this line. Shakatair ardha chandravat. So what they did was, they got all the carts, shakata, and they put the carts in a semicircle. So all the goods were there in the cart behind. And all the others who were there, including the cows, they were staying in front. So now the question comes, पीछे से चोरी हो गया तो? Goods are kept behind. पीछे से चोरी हो गया तो? So our acharyas describe that, so day one they just put the cart in semicircle and put all the cows in between and all the others. But day two, they got some thorny bushes and thorny trees and they planted it behind. So from front they were protected, from behind also they were protected. And in this way, in Ardha Chandra form, they made their residence. And that's how they started living there. And this place, currently, so at that time it was called as Shakatikara. And now with time, the Apabharanch version of that is Chatikara. So therefore, when we go to Vrindavan, and say you're taking auto and you want to take auto to Govardhan. So sometimes devotees do this. Take a auto till Chatikara and from there take a auto till Radhakund or Govardhan. Yes. So Chatikara. So that is the place where first they kept all their carts in semicircle form or in Ardha Chandra form. And they all stood there. Now the question comes, ये लोग सोते कहाँ थे? When weathers are extreme, how will they sleep? And our acharya said, don't worry. Our acharya are pacifying us. They said, don't worry. The forest carried completely all the happiness in all the seasons. There were no extreme seasons. It is always blissful. Therefore, actually, there was no need of any house. That is the conclusion that is given by our acharyas. Very wonderful. But now Shukadeva Goswami is not describing about Krishna first time seeing Vrindavan. It's actually for the first time he's going to see Vrindavan. First time he's seeing Govardhan. How did they feel? Krishna and Balram. And that's the last sloka for today. Vrindavanam Govardhanam Yamuna Pulinani cha Viksha Siduttama Priti Rama Madhava Yor Nripa. See here, there is one word that is used, Uttama. Uttama is superlative. Iska matlab, there is something good, better and then best. So here it is said it is best. So what is good? Our acharyas say, Vaikuntha is good. Vaikuntha is good. Better than Vaikuntha is Mahāvan. Because they stayed in Mahāvan. And the best is Vrindavan. Therefore they are saying Uttama. Uttama. Now here we have wonderful descriptions. So now Krishna and Balram, they are seeing three entities. They saw Vrindavan, they saw Govardhan, they saw Jamuna, and they were very happy. There's one very beautiful prayer offered to Govardhan. Namaste Giri Rajaya Govardhana Namine Ashesha Klesha Nashaya Paramananda Daine. So this is a prayer that is offered. That, oh Govardhan, you are that personality who can give immense bliss to everyone who takes your shelter. Obviously, we can discuss this shloka also for a long time. We'll not enter this shloka now. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he saw Jamuna, what was his mood? He was extremely happy. First time when he entered Vrindavan, he was extremely happy. And at that time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, looking at the beautiful river, he started singing. Chidananda Bhano Sadananda Sono Para Prema Patri Drava Brahma Gatri Aghanam Lavitri Jagachema Dhatri Pavitri Kriyano Vapurmetra Putri. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered this prayer and then he jumped in Yamuna. This prayer says, Chidananda Bhano Sadananda Sono. It is said that you are the one who gives bliss to Krishna always with your spiritual waters. Sadananda Sono. Paraprema Patri Drava Brahma Gatri. You are that same waters from the spiritual world. Aghanam Lavitri. And anyone who takes your shelter, you have the power to vanquish all their sins and offenses. Jagat Shema Dhatri, you who actually creates auspiciousness in this world. And who are you? Vapur Mitra Putri, you are actually the daughter of Sun God. So, okay, what is your prayer then? My prayer is, Pavitri Kriyano. Please purify me. That's my prayer. So these are the two entities which are very, very dear. It's described when Krishna and Srimati Radharani had a discussion in the spiritual world. Abhibhavam, we have to go to earth to perform our pastime. And Radharani is like, no, I'm not going to come. How can I leave Vrindavan, Govardhan and Jamuna? And Krishna said, don't worry, they are also coming with us. So in this pastime, for the first time, Krishna is entering and he's taking darshan of his dear entities, Jamuna, Govardhan and Vrindavan, and they're very, very happy. So in this way, we understand from this entire pastime, the travel from Mahāvan to Vrindavan. So many wonderful points to understand how far we are from being a Vrajvasi and how we can get closer step by step, taking baby steps. And in this way, how Lord entered by his own divine arrangements. He only arranged everything. By his own divine arrangements, Lord entered Vrindavan and he started performing his wonderful divine pastimes, which are the life and soul of all the devotees. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki.